and I believe my communication skills have become better as a result of these team building activities. They were fun, engaging, and insightful. Our different ideas and perspectives, I believe, helped drive our different campaign ideas. I must say I enjoyed visiting my fellow intern media pages and seeing the different creative ways they introduce their different topics. And I was inspired and motivated. Not to mention, I learned from them. I enjoyed working with each and every one of you. I'll remember these moments as I go into my place of work in the future. Communication is key. I've heard that on several levels, but working in the program and interacting with each intern is has become a more vivid to me right now, more serious to me right now, and I understand it more. I enjoyed it to the fullest, and I'm happy that I got to work with each and every one of you, and I'm happy I got to work with our exuberant supervisor, Ashley Ann, and that was my experience for team building. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. And I just wanted to clarify. Well, thank you, Danielle. That was very, very well spoken, and I can definitely appreciate, because regardless if I had nobody to work with in a team, I don't think I could accomplish the amount of work that we have done throughout this 12 weeks program. Well, I just want to make a notice for the guests. The interns, we won't have our cameras on because we don't want the Wi-Fi to be lagging. So you will see who are the interns by their background. They should have a profile picture that shows what I have behind me. So you can keep that in notes. We do apologize for that, but we want it for optimal view for you guys. And to give you an idea of the presenter, or next presenter, by the way, she is a University of the West Indies graduate who majored in French language, literature, social sciences. Now she's a motivational speaker with Toastmaster training and one of the company's main workshop presenters. This lady is a small business owner who offers career-related products and services, both in person and in online space. This is done through our company, Choices Career and Education Advice, which was started in 1997. She has affected lives of 1,000 young students in Jamaica and the Caribbean, assisting them in finding the right path for success in their career, education, and life through this company. Now, let us welcome Angela De Freitas, who will be presenting the ceremonial awards. Give her a warm welcome.
Thank you very much. I was kind of distracted for a moment and then I realized that was me that was being described. So thank you all very much. And let me add my congratulations to all of you. I've seen you all here from day one, from before the internship even began. And I see the growth and development, and I see what you've learned now being put into practice. So it's really my pleasure to be able to present these awards to you today, and I will be presenting them just as they come up on your screen. So I'm being aided by Ashley Ann, and we will be going through one by one, and you will each receive your certificate of participation as we go on. So the excitement begins, and I think we could really do with a little drum roll. Anybody has a drum roll? Okay. Very good. Okay. So we have certificates of participation for all of the graduating interns, and we start with Marianne McCallum. Now, if you'd like to unmute and applause, you can. Otherwise, you can use the reaction and the applause. Clapping is there. Well done, Marianne. Okay, we move on. Now we have Sade Hall. Well done, Sade. Very proud of you. Okay. She brought her cheering team with her, the cheerleaders. Okay, Shanae Simster. I hope I'm getting that pronunciation right.
Yeah, this is the
Semester.
first time it's semester.
Semester.
Semester. Okay,
Thank
very
you.
good. Thank you and well done. Now we move on to Danielle Creary. Danielle is with us now. Well, a round of applause for Danielle. Thank you very much and well done, Danielle. Jaleesa Sterling.
Woo!
Congratulations!
Yay!
Well
Yes.
done, Jaleesa. Congratulations. Now moving on, Dominique Walters.
Ray!
Dominique!
Thank you, Dominique.
My niece.
Congrats!
Oh my God!
Yeah, yeah.
Well done. Your certificate is in your hand.
That's my daughter!
Okay. Congratulations to the whole family.
Oh.
All right, Mrs. De Freitas, the ones now are the special
The
awards.
special awards. Are you ready to jump in for the special awards, Ashley?
Before I get into it, I'd love to share a little bit about the internship program. Now, the graduates would have presented on the specific areas of our media internship program. And when we started this program, our intention was to equip young people with knowledge, as well as knowledge in specific areas in media, as well as sharpen their skills. So some of them would have completed a degree program at the university level, whether it be in media or in other areas, in communication, in psychology, all over. And in completing their degree program, they may have acquired certain skills. However, the internship program allowed them to put those skills to the test so that they would be able to sharpen them. So once they apply for the next job, whether it be in media or anywhere else, they are just about ready to put those skills to work and to make money. And I must say that the interns for this run of the media internship program certainly demonstrated exceptional skill in the specific areas, and the specific areas are blog writing, right? We also have event management, but in the virtual space, right? We also had public speaking in the virtual space, and the reason we have in the virtual space because of the COVID-19 pandemic, where we're not able to have physical engagement of a certain number. We also have social media management, right? As well as production skills. And we talk about production skills when it relates to audio production. So for radio features and for podcasts, we didn't really get into the podcast aspect of it. However, they were able to produce PSAs, right? Public service announcements allowed them to really put those skills that they gained throughout the internship to the test. And you can visit the Live Well Jamaica YouTube channel to view the PSAs. If you have some time, I'll definitely share them with you as well. So for the special awards, these interns have demonstrated, what should I say now, exceptional skill in these areas, right? For some areas, we have one awardee. From other areas, we have more than one, right? At the end of the day, all of them are exceptional. And I must also add, is one of the things in the show. I must also add, the interns were asked to produce communication campaigns. Now, the reason for the communication campaigns were to ensure that we are making a real impact in our communities. There are a lot of issues within our communities that we as Jamaicans can realistically help to solve by first looking within our families, looking within looking within our familial unit, right? Looking within our neighborhood, looking within our parish for solutions. And through the internship, the interns identified specific areas that they believe were problem areas in their communities and proposed communication solutions to them, right? So I encourage you, if it is that you're interested in this program, to just scale up the work that you do, especially if you're involved in community development or just overall you want to be more impactful in the work that you do. Feel free to sign up. We're actually accepting interns now. So let's get to the special awards. Mrs. De Freitas, you can take over.
Okay, I'm taking over, but not completely, because I will be calling on you at a certain point, Ashley.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
I see that we have 2 awards for Best Writer. Now, as Ashley said, these awards go to those who have shown exceptional skills in these areas. So the first award for Best Writer goes to, and we have it, Dominique Walters.
Woo, girl.
Yes.
Congrats.
Okay.
Ice cream money.
Keep the applause coming, because the next Best Writer award goes to Daniel Prairie. Okay.
All right, good job, Daniel.
Congrats.
Very well done. Very well done.
Well done.
Two of
Both
you.
of you.
Now, the next category, and I hope I'm right here because I'm following the script, we have Best Social Media Manager, and this award goes to Sade Hall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Well done.
Now, moving down the list, we're going to have 2 awards for Best Graphic Artist. First one goes to Jaleesa Sterling. Let's have some applause there, please. And also the second to Dominique Walters.
Wow.
Okay, keep the applause coming. Do we have 3 Best Graphic Artists? Yes. Number 3 coming up is Marianne McCallum.
Yes.
Okay, you cannot leave out anyone who showed exceptional skills. Now, we move on to Best Radio Producer. Can we have applause for Daniel Prairie?
Good job, Daniel.
Well done, Daniel. Very good job. Now, moving on to Best Public Speaker Award. And in fact, we have 2 of those. The first one is Sade. Yes, you're seeing it before I see it. And the second goes to Marianne McCallum. Okay. Now,
All of it.
the Best Public Service Announcement Award,
Daniel.
we have
Yeah, girl.
Daniel Creary for the Be the Man in the Man Up Jamaica campaign. Okay?
I
Round of
definitely want
applause
to
for
play that.
Daniel. Well done, Daniel.
Yes, I want to play it afterwards. Very good job, Daniel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good job.
Well done. Now,
Well, you know
Best Public Service Announcement.
what
We're gonna have first runner up, second runner up.
Yeah, girl.
First runner up, Sade Hall. Round of applause, please. And second runner up, Marianne McCallum. TLC in the Mental TLC campaign. And I should have said Sade, Man for Healthy JA campaign.
Thank you.
Well done. Now, the next award, Best Campaign on Social Media. And the campaign is Man for LTJA. Well done to all of you.
Congrats, everyone.
Hey, congrats.
Congrats to all of you who worked on that campaign. Now, we move on to Best Public Engagement. This is in relation to the campaigns and that is Mental TLC.
Yes,
Yes,
Well
mental
done, well done, well
TLC.
done. Okay, now we're moving on to the best communication campaign, and
Yes.
that is Mental TLC.
Yay!
Well done to those who worked
Fear
on
excitement.
those campaigns. I want to believe that
Is
the
it?
awards are not over. Yes.
Wow.
Well done, all of you.
Well done.
Thank
Let me
you.
just say that congratulations to all the awardees. Congratulations
Thank
to
you.
all the graduates. I must encourage you at the end of this. I always have graduates say to me, Ashley, what's next? Like, I did all of this in 12 weeks. What am I going to do with myself? You can still contribute content to Live Well Jamaica. You know our email address, info@livewellja.com, and you know what we publish. So feel free to share it. I know for some of you, you'll continue, well, move to phase 2 of your communication campaigns. Feel free to send the updates on a no override. Send me the updates, and I will definitely, with photos and captions, right? And I'll definitely publish on the blog. But I really, really encourage you, don't stop here. We have exceptional graduates. We have graduates working in media now, working in corporate Jamaica, corporate communication. We have graduates in so many industries, and I'm encouraging you to be one of those graduates. Do not sit on your skills. Every single one of you have profound skills, and I'm just very grateful that you dedicated these 12 weeks with Live Well Jamaica.
All right. To Mrs. De Freitas. Am I being heard? Okay. So Mrs. De Freitas, our events manager teacher, who stood with us through this fun but sometimes challenging experience. You are always fully engaged with keen interest, especially at our different public speaking events, which for some of us was a very nerve-wracking experience. And for that, we thank you. For the Zoom spaces you provided, thank you. For always being there, thank you. On behalf of every intern, even those who have unfortunately left us, we extend a full, heartwarming thank you. We appreciate you and the time and effort you gave us, and we will never forget your kindness.
Thank you all very much. I appreciate all of you in just the same way. And it's been my pleasure. It's been a learning experience for me as well. I encourage all of you and I support you. And I know you're going to do well out there. And I still continue to support you. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you once again, Mrs. De Freitas, and thank you for that.
You are welcome.
All right, so we will now have the introduction of our keynote speaker.
Yeah, come on, no still. You need to go.
Where would it come from?
Good afternoon again, everyone. I will now be giving the presentation of our keynote speaker. Today, I have been tasked with the great honor and privilege to introduce our extraordinary keynote speaker, Lidge Tafari Smith. Lidge Tafari Smith is a graduate of the UWI Carmack program, a journalist, a fashion icon, a teacher, and our special guest speaker for today. Mr. Lidge Tafari Smith is a Jamaican with a passion for media and making an impact. Like many upcoming persons of influence, Mr. Smith didn't always have everything together from the get go. Mr. Smith had a very challenging time after he was finished with high school. It was a case of what do I do now? His ambitions were to complete high school on a high and whatever happened after happened. However, he enrolled into university and with no clear cut ambitions, soon it became too challenging for him. So he left with no intentions of returning. Why bother when you're already doing the things you love, he thought, right? And what he loved doing was media, in particular, lifestyle and entertainment. Later on, during his university hiatus, upon a great self evaluation, Mr. Smith realized that it was best to complete whatever you started. A common trait of his was that upon completing a task, career wise, he would look back and see what he could have done better in his life. So, he decided that returning to school was the best plan, and he was prepared for it this time. This time he did not do it just for himself, but also for his mother and a dear friend. It's safe to say Mr. Smith did well in his university journey. After that, he graduated with a BA in journalism and has gone on to become a very talented journalist that we know now. Though journalism isn't his only passion, he is also a style icon to many. In Jamaica, he is legitimate in style. Some might even say he defines style. For him, it is a unique way of art and a way of expressing his personality, feelings, and emotions, and vision through the clothing and accessories that he wears. He attributes his style to his parents, who always dressed him in stylish clothing growing up, as well as the way they were in most of their fashion outfits as well. It was only natural for him to pick up that himself. He was always surrounded by the two things he enjoyed: media and fashion. Through social and transitional media, where he would be influenced by fashion worldwide. Even currently, while he's in Japan completing his master's degree and teaching English, his love for fashion has not left his mind. He's able to appreciate the different styles in Japan, which have allowed him to influence his own. Mr. Smith is always adapting and learning new things and often imparts that knowledge to other youths, whether it's through fashion or media. So, without further ado, please help me to welcome our special guest speaker, Mr. Lidge Tafari Smith.
Woo!
Oh, you can hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for such a wonderful introduction.
Love
Wow.
it here.
No, listen to me. Me love blushing up. So, the fact that I was given such a wonderful one, I was like, should I go under the desk now? Because me shy when people talk about me. But thank you so much. I appreciate that. By the way, guys, I must say that I'm so proud of you. I'm not even proud of you in just the cliche way, but I'm just here sitting for the last 5 to 10 minutes, just watching you guys fellowship and just watching what Ashley has done with you and what you have also given back to her. And honestly, I just don't think I've ever seen something like that. Like, obviously, you can't be in a space where you guys will be together to fellowship and touch and hug. But, you know, like when you go to church, and you can say you feel the presence of God, or some feel the presence of love on the little the Zoom meeting. So I'm just really happy to be here, and I'm extremely proud of you guys. So I just want to say congrats to those who I know and those who I don't know. By the way, of course, you know, my chatterbox, I'm definitely not going to be in keynote speaker mode. I'm not going to be the type to do a Martin Luther King speech. We're going to interact. So if you feel like you need to take a unmute your microphone to talk to me, then that's no problem. It's just my style of doing things. But thank you so much again. I really appreciate it. All right, so today we're going to talk about the survival of the fittest. And when you told me, when I saw that, I was like, should I write a speech? Because, you know, that would be the first thing that I definitely go to. But then as I thought about it, I was like, I don't think I need to write a speech on something that I have lived, you know? I don't think I need to write a speech on something that I can speak so extemporaneously about. And so in looking back at this, I just decided that I wanted to talk about a bit of my life and how I was able to be fit enough to survive certain situations. So of course, the little introduction basically gave away all of what I was going to say, but I don't mind. So let me just say it again. For those who don't know the story, because maybe you just know the introduction or you've heard the lines, but just to go a bit deep and to delve into it. So hopefully if I can tell you a bit of my story, it can inspire you. First of all, I want you guys to know how special you are to be doing something like this in unprecedented times. There are so many people that have died. There are so many people that are dying. I actually learned that my family, all 4 of them had COVID last week. And I'm just thinking about how amazing it is that you guys would have the strength, the knowledge, the temperament, the ability, the drive to get up and do something in this period. I have been saying for the longest while that I'm an advocate for anybody who remains alive in COVID, because that in itself is an achievement, because 2020 has dealt us so hard. But for you to look into yourselves and to think that you need to be doing something for the last 3 months when cases were high, when people were going through it as it relates to the mental health issues, when people felt like they just wanted to give up, I think that is ridiculously amazing. I don't think I would have done it. I think I'm only continuing school because I only started it before COVID. So I haven't even started the speech yet, but I'm just really in awe of how amazing what you guys are doing is. So thinking about survival of the fittest, I think of myself, where do I start? So as the introduction said, when I was starting high school, the only thing I wanted to do, and I don't know if other boys can relate, but as a boy, you don't really care about school that much. You just want to make your parents proud. And you just don't want to, I think girls, they more have the efficacy to say, oh, I want to be this person. But boys will say they want to do it, but they definitely won't put in the work as much. And not to generalize, but for the most part. So we just don't want to get a lick when no matter come to school, right? So that was pretty much what I was on. So going to grade 8, going to grade 9, I was really mediocre at best. I never thought it was important because in myself, I just felt like, okay, I'm a smart boy. I already passed GSAT. There's nothing else that I needed to do. Fast forward to 5th form, I had absolutely no ambition, no idea what to do. So I knew I wanted to be a journalist at the age of 4 because I used to see Simon and Neville on TV and Simone. But I only wanted to be that because I knew that morning shows were fun. And you as a youngster, you didn't even understand how much work would have to go beyond production. And now in being in the field and understanding that when you see a 30 seconds ad, it's definitely not something that is easy to make. It's something that will probably take a year to create and conceptualize for people just to ignore. But that's really what I was on. So for me, it was just a case of going with, as social media would say now, the clout, you know, just going on with what just seems cool and not really knowing the hard work behind it. And so I think I lived my life that for the first 18 years. And so I went to university, once again, to know how much I wasn't into the ambition thing. My friend from KC applied for university for me. I didn't apply for university myself. Now I feel like my parents gave me everything that I needed to do, and yet still I wasn't doing it myself. So at that point, I was just considering myself wasted and weak, right? And so I remember though, when they told me that I needed to have 3 choices for university, I only thought that I could do journalism. I couldn't do math. French wasn't an option because I didn't like speaking it, even though I was very good at it. And so I chose journalism. And at that time, we were doing the CARMAC test. I don't think they have it anymore. But I say that to say that all of my life for the first 18 to 20 years, I was living on a thread. So just going and getting lucky, or as people who are spiritual would say, you know, being blessed. So I was just doing that and it just kept working. Of course, life doesn't work that way for the rest of your life, because there must be a point when you have to come and you have to take things in your own hands and you have to do the work, right? There are some things that you just get lucky enough to have things happen to you, but then there are some times when you realize that, listen, you have to do what you need to do. And so, okay, I thought that was my cue. And so, in doing that, I realized that I was always, living very risky, and so that wasn't recommended by anyone because you need to do it. So I'd always have ambitious friends. I've always have friends who would have been. That's quite fine. That's fine, Miss Jones. Yeah, I've always had ambitious friends. I've always had friends that you could consider being in worse cases than me. And in my mind, I think I took a lot of things for granted because I felt like, okay, there's always somebody that I could bounce back on. There's always another day, So procrastination, being mediocre was just so comforting for me. And I realized that all my friends were blooming and all my friends were leaving university and I wasn't doing that, And it had a mental toll on me because I wasn't putting in the work, but at the end of the day, I wanted things. And life doesn't operate that way, It doesn't operate that way. And so I remember even just looking at Ashley and now I was smiling because it reminded me of how I would think that Ashley Ann was the model student at Carmack. I always remember her. She used to always have a ponytail and she used to have her glasses and she used to just be studious. And I used to always say to myself, wow, I wish I was a student like that, but I just don't have it in me. I don't have the efficacy. I'm a weak student. I'm just really and truly not as good as them, I really, really wasn't as good as them. And so I used to be sitting around and what I used to do was to be a comedian because of course, if you're not putting in the work, might as well get some jokes and get some attention in some way or some form to feel like you fit in. But I felt like I never fit in at Carmack, and that's why I used to enjoy work more than I enjoyed school. So just using Ashley Ann again as an example, I think she left with first class honors, and I used to always love her because she was just always somebody that you would want to be like, but yet still you just felt like you were not good enough. And so during that time, I just kept failing and failing and failing. And I tell you, like the first time I failed, that was in first year, I was like, okay, Lige, this is it. You are really not ready. By the way, I went to university when I was 16 years old. So I was actually really, really young. And I went through 7 years of high school. So I started KC when I was 9, going on to 10. And so, but I was mature enough to know that even though it was an age and even though there was a disparity between the people who were 19 and whatever, I was still mature enough because I knew certain things, Even though they usually say with age comes maturity, sometimes it's with experience. And I felt like I experienced a good amount of things, but still took it for granted because I was like, oh, I'm a baby, so I should be treated like a baby. So in that time, I was just pitying myself and felt like I didn't need to be doing adult things, even though I was in an adult space. So I was there now, and I failed. And it finally hit me. I was like, wow, this is the first time in my life that I didn't put in an effort, but I failed something. I don't usually fail. I'm just usually really mediocre. And I was like, okay, this is just going to happen one time. So I just need to just put in a little more effort since I barely failed, and let me go again. Make I tell you, live well, team. Second year, I failed again. No, imagine, this is not even just failing one course. This is having 10 courses in first year, failing 5 of them. 10 courses in second year, failing 5 of them. By the end of my second year at university, I failed 10 courses. Now, imagine you going to university, being accepted into a prestigious school like Carmack, only being one of 100 students to be accepted a year for 2 degree programs, 50 for journalism, 50 for marketing and communication. And you just flunk that. So I'm there now, telling my parents lies, being ashamed, not knowing who to talk to, not knowing what to do. And so I would just convince myself that, oh, it's okay, it's fine. I don't need to be talking to anybody. I don't need to be doing anything special. I just need to just try again and still not try hard enough. So I'm there now and I'm failing with 10 courses. I am in a rut. I don't know what to do. I don't know who to go to because so many people are so used to me being the person who just flourishes regardless. And so I'm there now at school and I don't know what to do. So I decided that I'm just not going to school anymore. So there are times when I used to register for courses and I just did not have the mental capacity to go. And people would say, then why did you register? And I was like, I don't know, because I just feel like it's my duty as a smart or bright enough person to register, but I would just be so fearful. So at this point, I realized that I was going through some form of trauma from just courses and failing. But there was nothing being solved. You know, there was not me asking for any help. I was just going through. And you find that in my third year, failure again. Fourth year, failure again. I graduated after 6 years of university. And at that point, Ashley probably in her third year at her job. and I just said that to say, I was just looking back at it. And after my third year, I said, no more. You need to start getting the help that you need to get. You need to start thinking about your future. You need to start taking things seriously, because while you are here and while you are constantly doing other things, the world is leaving and the world is moving right along. Not to say that the comparison culture is something that is recommended, but sometimes you have to remember that when you are already in a saturated space, when you are already in a saturated country, when you're already, when the odds are already against you, in the sense of there are not many opportunities and you're just wasting it. It's one thing for you to not be able to afford the opportunity, you know, but it's the next thing for you to afford it and waste it. And I felt like in that moment, I said to myself, Lidge, you need to start doing something about you. You need to start doing something about you. After that fourth year, I failed again. Now, this part hurt me the most because this is when I started putting in effort and I was still failing. Fifth year, I did it again. So this is my final year. I'm doing a second time. You know what happened? A teacher saw me, and at this point, he realized that, listen, this is just not work out for that young boy here. And he gave me another course to do. And he gave me a course that would tap into my strengths, because he saw things in me that I didn't see in myself. And so he said, listen, you're going to switch over. And you're going to do this course, and you're going to do this to the best of your ability. And that's when I was finally able to finish. And I see somebody, they said that they didn't know that the message would hit so much to them. And I mean, it's not my intention to be deep, but what I was saying in all of that was, at the beginning, I realized that I didn't try to survive. You know, I didn't try to survive. I tried to find every excuse. I tried to find every other avenue by being a part of groups and crews that just didn't serve me, by being a part of places and opportunities that didn't serve me. And in my mind, I was keeping myself busy, so I felt like it was okay, and those would have given me the excuses that I needed so that I could take away the attention from the fact that I wasn't doing the work. But then after the fourth year, after the fifth year, after the sixth year, that's when I tried to survive. And that's when I tried to move out of my low efficacy, move out of the space that I was in. And I felt like, okay, this was the time I needed to thrive. I don't know if you've ever had that epiphany moment where a light bulb just clicks into you and it said to me, Lidge, you are not going to do this again. So because of even that problem, because my lecturers now were tapping in, they were trying to figure out who my family members were. They were trying to figure out if I had some mental illness. They were trying to get me to admit to like the hospital or the clinic, because they're saying this boy cannot be regular. Like, you cannot be coming every year and just be failing. And I was like, there's nothing wrong with me. But I was not trying to fight hard enough. I was not trying to be successful enough. And I just felt like the world was supposed to give me something. And I think that came from just the place of privilege of having your parents give you everything, and so you just felt like you didn't need to do anything. And, you know, it really dawned on me when my friend died. As introduction said, my friend died. My friend was one of the most ambitious people ever. I don't know if you know him. His name was Jermaine, and he died while trying to get his sister to work one morning, like 3 o'clock in the morning. And he brought his little sister with him. And they drove back home, and on the way he fell asleep and died. And he was actually coming from work at about 1 o'clock when he got up. And I said to myself, why is it that he died by trying to be the fittest in his family? Why is it that he died as an ambitious person, but yet still I have life by doing bare minimum? And I mean, by all odds, I'm not saying that I should have done before him. But the point I was making is there's so many people who are trying to make the best of their situation while I am here, given all the resources, given all the things that I am taking for granted. And then I used to hear my mother say, boy, did you not graduate? You can't do something with yourself. Like, you can't at least pour back half into me as what I give into you. And the last thing I wanted to do, as I said, if you realize it connected back to the high school story, I did not want to disappoint my mother. And so when my friend died, it kind of put things into perspective. There are a lot of people who don't get the opportunity to go to university. There are a lot of people who can only do internship courses. There are a lot of people who can only do small things here and there, and they're making the best out of it. So every moment I come on alive, or every moment I get to speak, and every moment I get to share this moment, it becomes very emotional for me, because I'm looking back at what I was in my early 20s. I mean, I'm 26 now, but early 20s, and I'm just thinking of how I took it for granted. You know, if I was in my early 20s, to be honest, I would say, oh, I can't do an internship program because an internship program does not serve me. It has to be a degree, because a degree is what? A degree is what everybody's going with. Like, what's a course? What's a certificate? What's whatever? But you're looking at it and you're realizing that everybody's at a different point. And everybody's at a different place, and you have to learn to be able to take strides and be able to just do things that make you better. It doesn't matter about being perfect, you know, because a lot of people, they're like, oh, if I'm not getting to do a university course, then I'm not doing this. Or if I'm not given the opportunity to do this and do this. So the fact that you are here in an internship, once again, not only just in an internship program to better yourself, because maybe some people aren't in CARIMAC, maybe some people aren't doing BCAT, but you found it in yourself that you want to build your confidence. And you never go to YouTube, and you never go to a friend. You actually came to get the necessary training. You actually came to someone who you believe is an expert in the field. You are around people who will inspire you because you want to be inspired. Unlike me, who would just be around them just so that I could appease them and give them jokes. So I'm just looking at where you are in this unprecedented time, and I just feel like this is the epitome of being a survivor and being the fittest. And so I just want to leave you with like 4 things that I was thinking about, because I know Marianne and I know Shade have been speaking to you guys a lot lately. And so I was just thinking about the graduates and the graduates, and I was just leaving some things with you. Every time you feel as if you don't want to survive, and every time you feel like you don't want to be fit, you know, have self-compassion. At this point, we're in COVID period, I know. There are some days that are not easy. For me, I would think that this is the best moment of my life being in Japan, in every one of my alleys, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially. But there are some days when that doesn't even count, you know? It really requires you to dig into something deeper, because the money doesn't count. The social media doesn't count. The whatever doesn't count. Sometimes it's really within yourself. So there are some days when I have to lock in my room and I have to evaluate and to say, it's okay. You're not feeling good in this moment. You're not feeling, today you're not feel hot. Today you're not have a buzz, but it's fine. I will take care of you. So that mental coaching is important. That's what tough people do. And so I encourage you to do this, even when you are finished with this, because as Ashley Ann said, some people may say, when they leave, they don't know what to do now. Because a lot of times, I've had friends where it's only school hold them together. And if they're not doing school, they're nobody. Because really and truly, they're just so used to being a part of the construct. Mother some for go to school, my mother some for go to church. If your mother don't tell them to do nothing, them don't know what to do. So I want you to understand that if you don't find out what to do tomorrow, don't be bewildered. Take your time with yourself, because you have a tough mind and you have to believe that there will be something else that will come. All you need to do is to keep honing your craft as you were told before, and to ensure that no matter what, you do not forget that there is so much more work to be done. Be optimistic. very hard to be optimistic in this time. There are so many people around us that are dying. I've known 3 people who died last Monday. They were literally the healthiest people I know. There were people that people would envy for the things they have, and all of that counted for nothing. But you still need to be optimistic. You still need to be positive, because guess what? Life doesn't end, you know? COVID is here, but you still have life. You still have the opportunity to get up. You still have the opportunity to walk, to talk, to give thanks, to be grateful. And so while you are doing what you're doing, just never ever forget that you should just always have a positive mindset. Because if you've been through so many things before and you're here today, that means you can do it again. You need to accept responsibility. So please remember that you can't be sitting down on your talent, or you can't be sitting down on the knowledge that you've gained. Because if it's one thing Faye Ellington taught, she told us that no knowledge is wasted knowledge. So everything that you've learned today, you may not see how you'd use it, just like how we can't understand why we not use X and Y yet in a maths from CXC. But the point is, you never know when you'll be able to use it, and so you cannot. Which reminds me of my French. I used to be so good at French, but if you don't use it, you lose it, because I told myself that I will never be able to use it. Now in a foreign language, now I'm in a country that speaks a foreign language, and now I want to be going to France, and I'm double thinking it, because I'm like, am I good enough, you know, in French? So just don't ever let that be you, because this opportunity, when you're not only able to learn about media, communication, presentation, but you're around people like Mrs. De Freitas and also Ashley, that pure souls, you know, please take the most that you can, please make the most that you can make of it. Because it's one thing to be around media people, but also to be around media people that are really welcoming, and media people that are really nice, and media people that are genuine, and media people that genuinely want to see you do better. So I hope you capitalize on this opportunity that you've gotten, and just remember that everything that happens is upon you. The onus is upon you to ensure that you bring yourself further, because Mrs. De Freitas can't carry you 5 years from now. Ashley and can't carry you 5 years from now. So you have to just be seeking for better, and you have to try to be better than you were yesterday. You must also remember to be humble. So in this moment, because there are times when we get up and now we speak is spoken, now we know presentation, I will know for the certain things, I will know to say certain things, and I feel like, okay, because I have this qualification, or because I'm now qualified here, that we have to forget who we are. Never forget who you are, because today you can be on the top and tomorrow you can just be down again. So that's the reality. So please remember that with whatever achievements you get, you should make sure that beside that achievement is that ball of humility that you take, that reminds you that you are never too old to learn, and you're never too young to learn, and you don't know everything. Okay, so it's also important to impart knowledge, but it's also important to intake knowledge as well. And the last one I want to say is, you should just never stop learning. Life is about learning, and if you are able to learn new things every day, it says to you that you don't know everything. You know, and because of that, you have to also remember that sometimes, even in your mistakes, that's when you learn. And sometimes we are so afraid of failure. Like me did afraid of failure, but and it did hard to believe, because if you fail 10 questions, you're most immune to it. But I'm still afraid to fail. But I have to understand that sometimes there's beauty in failure. Mark you, we're not going to fail on purpose. But understand that if there's ever a situation where you fail, there can be something beautiful that comes from it. For example, Thomas Edison says, every wrong attempt discarded is a step in the right direction, because if the wrong attempt has been discarded, if you fail and you throw it away, you realize that this is something that I cannot do again, because obviously it didn't work. So don't take failure as just a moment where you just fall back, but take failure as a moment of, okay, this is the lesson that says to me that this is not where I want to go. So look at me now. I am taking my master's even more seriously, because I know what it is to do rubbish in undergraduate degree. And so sometimes you can use your failures to definitely help you to move forward and remind you of what you shouldn't do. Another thing is, in failure there can be so much beauty, because remember, or if you didn't know, the cornflakes was made by accident. So it was supposed to be made into something, I don't remember for what in particular, but it was supposed to be a different food. And it was made cornflakes by mistake, and cornflakes is one of the most popular things in the world now. So even in your failure, you can find good things about yourself. So I don't want to bust ears. I was just coming from two YouTube videos today. I know I chat enough. But the point I want to make is I am so happy for you. I am so hopeful, and I've seen some of you, and I see so much potential in you. And I wish I could see so much potential in me when I was that young, which maybe you guys are not that much younger than me. But I am really, really happy to have been able to share this space, to share this moment, to share this journey, even if it's a little bit with you. So just remember, as you go along, COVID or no COVID, you have to ensure that you survive, and you have to ensure that you remain fit. And the last thing I want to leave you with is, remember, it's not the strongest or the most intelligent or the most beautiful who will survive, but those who can best manage change. And what better way to manage change than what you are doing now in this period? So take care, guys. Congrats again. Oh, there's somebody speaking Japanese. I cannot read. Kanji.
Oh, we have somebody from Japan here?
Somebody actually wrote something in Japanese. I could only read a part, but I could read the other part. Thank you so much.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Okay, yeah. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you. Oh. Ashley, you know, I get busted ears, but it's a ceremony, so I'm not going to. But I'll give you my sentiments on WhatsApp, but I'm so proud of you, my friend.
Thank you so much, Liz.
Okay. So to our Mr. Lidge Tafari Smith.
Hi, Dominique.
Hi. 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 I was tasked with giving the vote of thanks. So we just really want to thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to share some inspiring words for us today, because we know it touched enough people. Everybody want to cry. Thank you for your words. We really appreciate your lessons that you bestowed upon us. And we thank you for encouraging us that really shouldn't give up despite the hardships that we might be going through. Nothing wrong with it, just like I said, nothing wrong with you when you're going to university. We just have to try a little harder sometimes. And that, you know, we just need to become the fittest to survive the tasks that we're going to have to face in life. So thank you so very much.
You are welcome. And thank you so much for the plaque. I won't be able to see the plaque maybe in the next year or so, but I'm sure when I get to actually touch it, I will send you guys a picture. But I'm going to post it on my Instagram story. Not too bad. It's my first plaque ever, so I'm happy. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, bye-bye.
You're welcome.
And Lidge, we want to
Yes.
I want to say thank you again, because boy, I don't even have the words, to be honest. Like, that's a real tear jerker. I don't know what to say, but wow.
Oh,
just what
that's
I
fine.
really wanted to.
Right.
I almost nearly cried here, you know. I had to hold myself together.
That's some love, but don't worry
But
yourself.
I mean, we appreciate you so much for coming and just giving us this talk. You just shared with us some inspiring words, and thank you so much.
You are most welcome, Marianne. And I'm always around, you know, whether gimmicks or seriousness, I'm around. So we'll chat.
Okay.
And if any of you guys ever need to reach out to me, you can. Remember the difference in time, but if you ever need some pointers, or if you ever need me to help you with something, once I'm able to do that, I will for sure.
I will for sure be atting you.
All right,
Yes,
no problem.
thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Mrs. De Freitas, big up yourself.
Marianne, before you continue, I would also like to present, well, when Daniel was presenting to Mrs. De Freitas, we forgot to show her. So if she could show her video right now, I would really appreciate it. So in addition to what Daniel had said, on behalf of the interns, we would like to present you with this. Well, it's not interns anymore, they're graduates. We would like to present you with this small token of our appreciation. So this will be delivered to you
Whoa,
Um,
whoa, that looks nice. What is it?
it's a water bottle.
Oh, it's a water
Uh-oh.
bottle.
Hold
Oh,
on.
very good. A Live Well Jamaica branded water bottle. Okay,
Yes,
I will
let me show
eyes
you the
that.
other view. Let me show you
Mm-hmm.
the other view.
Okay, I definitely
There we
need something
go.
like that.
To Miss
Oh,
Angela De Freitas of Choices Caribbean.
oh, excellent. It will be right here beside me on my desk. I really appreciate that, and I will treasure it. And it's
Awesome.
gonna make me drink more water, which I need to
There
do.
you go, living well.
Thank you. Yeah, that's right. Part of living well. Thank you. I look forward to getting that. Mm.
Okay, so next on our program is a dance item from Mr. Michael Anomalymous. He's actually here with us. If you see him, just give him a quick big up and clap and all of that niceness. Okay, so before this item, here's a brief summary about Michael. Michael Anomalymous Small began his training as a dancer with the Campion College Dance Society in 2013, and shortly afterwards accepted an invitation to the National Dance Theatre Company of Jamaica as a trainee dancer. Today, he is a principal dancer with the company and continues to expand his proficiency as both a dancer and an aspiring choreographer. The more I dance, the more the limitless nature of the craft reveals itself to me. And the more its nature is revealed to me, the more I am humbled. Here is Michael Anomalymous. Please turn off your cameras and mute your microphones for optimal viewing. Just give us a second, please. We're having a small technical difficulty.
The door open.
Daniel, we're not hearing any sound. Yeah, so just play that back. Ensure the sound is playing, please. Let's give the performance a round of applause, please. That was very, very beautiful. A wonderful piece. Many thanks to Mr. Michael. Mr. Michael, sorry.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for coming and contributing to our graduation.
No problem. Congratulations to all the awardees, to all the graduates, and a big, big round of applause for the staff and team who put this whole event together. Go out there and change the world, people. One love.
Thank you. We appreciate it. All right.
Thank you.
All right, so now we will again invite Ashley and Mowat to introduce our valedictorian. However, it should be noted that none of the interns are aware who among us will be the valedictorian. So let's see. Ashley. Ashley.
Yes, very important point. None of you are aware who the valedictorian is. But before I announce the valedictorian, I want to really big you guys up. Trust me, this is the first time that you are planning and executing a virtual event, and we're behind the scenes, so we know the hiccups and all of that. And I'm just absolutely proud of all of you. I'm just in awe of how well you are holding it together. Despite everything that's happening around you, just to ensure that you have a very good event. So, big up to Mrs. De Freitas for giving you that lesson, and big up to every single intern who made it thus far, who are now graduates of the Liberal Jamaica Media Internship Program. So before I announce the most outstanding intern and or valedictorian, I would like to also make a presentation to the team player. Now the team player, and this is very important in media. Liberal Jamaica's media internship program relies heavily on team activities. And I'm telling you, at the start of the program, I got some complaints. Why we have to do it like this? Why we have to, can we do it separately? I prefer to do it individually until I saw individual work being done as teamwork, and I had to say, no, break it up. This one is individual work. So I can see where eventually you realize the value of working in a team. We cannot live well in Jamaica without team effort. We can't say we live in good. We can't say we are Christians. You understand? I'm not a Christian, but we can't say that we are good citizens of this country and we're not willing to, and we're not willing to live well with our neighbor, right? So this exercise, the activities, team building activities were primarily set up in that way to help you to learn to live and work with different people. No one is like you. Nobody. You are unique, and that is fine. So even the most difficult person you've worked with throughout the internship, you're going to learn a lesson from that person. You understand? You know what people tell me something difficult? Jesus, I remember in university, somebody said, Ashley, you're anal. She literally said that, right? And what she meant was that I followed everything to a T. I wanted just as though I wanted it, and and to meet the expectations of the lecturers. So I'm saying all this to say, our team player, and I'm going to share my screen at this time. Right, our team player is, I was supposed to do the slideshow. Oh my God, from beginning. There we go. Are you still seeing my screen? Yes. Okay. So our team player award is courtesy of Bird Pitney Distribution. She has some beautiful beauty baskets, or she call them beauty boxes with natural products for the hair and skin, right? Our team player who was selected from our group of interns, thanks for completing the survey, is none other than Shade Hall. Lord,
oh my God.
That was very much
expected. Very much expected. The next announcement that I have to make, of course, is our most outstanding intern, and my computer has decided to freeze. All right, not a problem. So our most outstanding intern. Now, this intern is someone who I believe, took the internship very seriously, like how Makeda takes her feeding very seriously. She allowed herself to be fully immersed into the internship program, and because of this, she was able to gain new skills. I'm coming. She was able to gain new skills. She was able to inspire others. She was also able to widen her network outside of the borders of Jamaica, and I am going to explain that to you. Well, you'll understand once I announce who it is, right? And of course, she has contributed immensely to Live Well Jamaica, getting our name out there, right? Let me start sharing my screen once again so that I can make this presentation. All right, so from beginning, so you've already seen that Shade is our team player. And our most outstanding intern for the July to October 2020 media internship program is none other than Marianne.
Wow.
Award.
Woo, go Marianne.
That girl. Oh my God.
Get plucked.
A minute.
If you go on our Live Well Jamaica page, you will see Marianne giving us a very beautiful rendition.
Go my teammates. Woo!
Lighter. And Marianne, I'm encouraging you. Keep at it. Keep being that person who
Yes.
says, yes, I'll do it. Yes,
Yes,
I'll
Marianne.
Yes, I'll find the best person to interview to get my to identify the problem area and to identify the solution to my problem. Let's do something. Continue to be that person who thinks on her feet, who never gives up, right? Who gets frustrated and what you always say? You're panicking or something like that. Because you think that things aren't going as well because of how ambitious you are. And
Yes.
continue to be that person. Because in being that person, you are going to, trust me, you're gonna go far. You're gonna go far. I encourage all my other team members, continue to do great things because I expect only that from you. All right? So there you have it. I'm pretty sure because all the interns were expected to make prepare a presentation because they didn't know who would have been selected as the valedictorian. So, Marianne, take over.
Woo! First and foremost, I'm glad I come see this.
Yes, girl.
Nice. Well, thank you so much, Ashley. Okay. Graduating interns, honored guests, our sponsor, Choices Caribbean, parents, relatives, and friends, a pleasant good afternoon. In case you missed it, my name is Marianne McCallum. Today, we have become Live Well Jamaica Media Intern graduates. To my fellow graduates, we have so much to be thankful for. We received an amazing opportunity for self-development and also an opportunity to enhance our skill set. Through this internship program, our supervisor Ashley Ann allowed us to experience personal and professional growth. I say this because many of us may have entered this internship a bit timid and with limited experience, but now we are leaving bold, with heightened self-confidence, and with enough skills back at that. Fellow graduates, I want you to know what a great gift it is to be as prepared and now experienced thanks to this training that we've received from this program. Knowledge was shared with us from various workshops, and to those of our guests who are here today that presented at these workshops, we extend a hearty and warm thanks to you. Now, this internship was no smooth sailing. The pressure was on. There were many back-to-back assignments, and I don't know about my colleagues, but when I would see that email notification come from Live Well Jamaica, I would say, Lord of mercy, another assignment. But I took each assignment on with a positive attitude, one that wanted to produce quality work and ensure that I met deadlines well before the time. Despite the many assignments and their weight, this program allowed us as graduates not to be mere strangers over a course of 12 weeks, but it allowed some of us to form friendships. So I say to my fellow graduates, we can be thankful for each other. I hope that we will all succeed and excel in each of our future endeavors. And as we come to the end of this internship, let us celebrate what we have accomplished and look forward to how we can one day be an inspiration to others. Congratulations, Live Well Jamaica media interns. Thank you.
Woo! Congratulations,
guys!
Oh my God!
Good job, Marianne.
We're
you.
so proud. Oh my gosh, you did us well, girl. You did us well. So we just wanted to give a closing remarks, and this will be coming from Ashley and Mort. All right, come on, Ashley.
All right, thank you, Sade.
You're welcome.
I can't stop saying congrats to all of you, and I am charging not only you but other persons who are here today to take up that course that you saw on, I don't know, Google, on YouTube, on wherever, and register for it. We're working in a virtual space now, considering the limitations that have been imposed on movement as we try to curtail the spread of the COVID-19 virus in Jamaica. I'm encouraging all of you, if you're interested, register for Live Well Jamaica's media internship program. You can send me an email, and somebody can put it in the chat. It's info@livewellja.com. The deadline is the 15th of October, so you don't have much time. Find out about it. In addition to that, we have media training workshops that we offer to just about anyone who would like to gain particular skills in media. Send me an email same way, and I'll send you the schedule. Our first one will be in public speaking, right? I am charging, I want to say special thanks to our sponsor, Choices Career and Education Advice Company. Without Mrs. De Freitas, we would not have this graduation, literally, because she accommodated us using the Zoom, Choices Caribbean Zoom platform. And just to let you know, Choices Career and Education Advice Company is your only option for career and education advice. All right? So please go ahead and check them out on Facebook, and they're also on Instagram. Thank you all for coming. Please go ahead and check out the work of our graduates on livewellja.com, the blog. It's also, their work is also on our YouTube page, their public service announcements, and you can also see what they've done on our social media pages on Facebook, Live Well Jamaica, and Instagram, Live Well Jamaica. All right? Thanks, and take good care of yourselves. Thanks so much for coming to this virtual event. Thank you for dressing.
Sorry, Ashley.
Sorry.
We just have to pause you for a bit.
Yeah.
We're not leaving as yet.
We're not leaving
We
yet.
actually have a little surprise, you know.
What is surprise?
You know we love surprises already. You did a lot today, so we're going to play something for you guys.
Daniel? Please turn off your camera and your microphone for optimal viewing. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so Ashley, you're gonna have to play it because Daniel is gone. Ashley?
We're not hearing you, Ashley.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can tell me what the file is.
It's thank you video. Is that the name of the file? I think so.
I think it's graduation tributes.
Graduation tributes, yes.
Graduation tribute.
Yes.
Guys, I am not seeing graduation tribute.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm only seeing video play 1, video play 2, video play, and video play. I'm not seeing it at all. No, not there. Unless I didn't download it.
I could play it if you make me host.
Sure. Okay. Go ahead, Dominique.
Give me a second.
Hello, Ashley-Ann.
Hey, could you guys hear the video? Hello?
Yes.
Oh, you were hearing it?
Yes.
Oh, I wasn't on mine. All right.
Hello, Ashley-Ann. Ethan, Nadine Crew. I just want to take this time to say thank you for all the hard work and the effort and energy that you have put into this internship and all the extra explanations that you have done.
We're hearing audio,
for
but
me, I don't know about everybody else. So I never usually on anything on the first try. So I want to thank you for taking the time.
Wait, you guys seeing it? Hello?
We're seeing it, but it's not going in sync. You know, we're hearing Daniel, but we're not seeing the video play. Ooh.
Wow. I would just say let her play the audio. It's
okay.
fine. Yeah. So just give us just 5 minutes because she has to re-enter, guys. Sorry for the inconvenience. In the meantime, would you want to show us your best dress for inside graduation, virtual graduation, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes. Let's see who is the best dressed. Who is brave enough to...
Are you going to give a prize?
Today, Ashley's asking you a question.
We can work that out.
Miss Kadre.
Yes. Love the
in her yellow, looking like the sun. Okay, shine bright.
Let me see who else is showing.
So unafraid.
What's going on? We're so comfortable with you guys. We love you. We love to see you.
Hi, Amaraya.
Amaraya, you're here. Oh my God.
Hi, Amaraya. Mariah, where's everybody? We want to see that.
Mariah was a part of the internship program. Let me just add that. And he was quite exceptional. He's an excellent writer.
Yes. I didn't get to see him. Mariah, I want to see your outfits.
Only Kadri going to show us her outfits?
Well,
I made sure
Kadri
to
alone will get
read.
the
I made sure
prize.
to read, you know. And it say I must be dressed a particular way. So I make sure get up and I fix up my hair and I put on my dress.
Yeah, look, that's nice,
Right,
girl.
Thank you. Thank you.
You look
Guys.
nice.
Thank you.
They, in fact, came out.
While the tribute video is being shared, I'm going to share my screen so that I could possibly share with you some of the PSAs because I have those downloaded here.
Sure, no problem.
Okay. I will pull those up for you shortly. I was quite impressed with the PSAs, especially because the internship did not particularly cover video editing, but that's something that we're looking to add. And the video editing on some of these are just amazing. I mean, Julissa was one of them who went ahead and did animation. She and Dominique, like, that's just amazing. I mean, use the software, but I don't know, like, you are going to be such assets to whichever companies you choose to work with, or if you're going to run your own business, trust me, do not give up on your talent. Please don't waste it. All right, so you're supposed to be seeing my screen. Let me make this big.
Yo, share what's up? Watch pray. Just have to use them. For the man them, man feel come know about your help. This use them. For the man them, man feel come know about your help. Let me tell you why man feel pleasure, not fear. Have use and have good use. No more illnesses and diseases. Ignorant exactly. Keep it healthy, keep it clean. Such a pray, every living can go around. Everyone be healthy, come know about your health.
All right, so that was the Come Know About Your Health PSA by the, let me stop sharing my screen. Let me see if I can pull up another one. Trying to pull up another one. And the Man for Healthy campaign that I just shared with you, that was, well, that PSA was produced by Sade Hall. I'm going to pull up another one for you.
Is brought to you by.
And this one now is from Shanae Semester. All right, just a minute. Let me share my screen. Okay. No, I cannot find it on my screen. Wow. I'm coming, guys. Let me see if I can play it and then it will
The
come.
following message is brought to you by Mental Healthy JA, sponsored by Live Well Jamaica.
Get that check, know your health, get that check.
The following message is brought to you by Mental Healthy JA, by Live Well Jamaica.
Get that check, know your health, get that check, know your health. You see me, real key. Every now and then, check the dot. Make up a girl, say she name that. Don't forget, we strap with a fuck. Prevention better than cure. Prevention better than cure. You see,
All right, there you go. Do we have the other video ready? No? The other video isn't ready, Shade? Marianne?
Working on it, Ashley.
Working on it. All right. Let me see if I can show you the other one. And you know, just like Village, I like interaction, guys. If it is that you are watching and you have any questions, really, well, Jamaica, at this point you are free to ask as well. Anything about the internship program, anything in particular that you aren't so clear about. This campaign that I'm sharing with you. All right, just a minute, guys. Shade, Mara. Sorry about that, guys. All right. This presentation that I'm going to share with you now, it was produced by one of our interns, Jelissa Sterling, and this is for the Man Up Jamaica campaign. I particularly love this one because of what she was specifically saying to young men in Jamaica who may face identity crisis.
The following is brought to you courtesy of Man of Jamaica, sponsored by Liberal Jamaica, an open letter to the young men of Jamaica. Dear young men, you were created shall excel, so don't let any form of negativity let you lose your faith or doubt yourself. Believe in yourself. Never put. The following public service announcement is brought to you courtesy of Man of Jamaica, sponsored by Liberal Jamaica, an open letter to the young men of Jamaica. Dear young men, you were created with purpose. In this life you shall excel, so don't let any form of negativity let you lose your faith or doubt yourself. Believe in yourself. Never forget how truly amazing you are. There is power in you. There is power in your words and how you view yourself. Focus on the power of positive thinking. Your mindset is the key to your success.
Actually, when you finish with this, I'm gonna try to send again. Sure, again.
None of it defines you. Fortify your mind. Nothing can stop you unless you allow it. Respect yourself. Believe in yourself. Never give up on yourself. Man of Jamaica.
I will try to play it on mine now, Ashley.
Hello, Ashley. It's intern Nanine Query. I just want to take this time
Still
to say
experiencing the
thank
same
you
issue, Monique.
for all your energy that you have put into
seeing
and all the extra explanations that you have done. Well, for me, I don't know about everybody else. I never usually understand anything on the first try. So I want to thank you for taking the time out to explain these things to me, and for extended periods, and for all your encouraging words. Oh my gosh, this is a nice piece, all the nice things that you have said. And we know that you're busy and you have other things doing, but you have taken the time out. And for this
Ashley, I'm actually trying to send it to you right now. So just give me a sec. Sorry about this, guys. Just bear with us, please. You know how flow stay.
In the meantime, do you guys have any questions for Ashley or any of the interns that
here. A question here. Does it cost to enroll in the program? So the internship is 100% free. However, all interns are expected to participate or register for our media training workshops that are in conjunction with the media internship program. The workshops are at a cost of 2,500 per workshop, but our interns get a discount. So you won't pay 2,500 per workshop, right? But you're expected to attend the workshops, and the workshops are you can consider them classes. So while you're completing your assignments for the internship, the classes will help you to like solidify some of the lessons that you've learned while completing the activities. And of course, the workshops are presented by media professionals, so people within the media industry, currently working in the media industry. Lidge presented last time on broadcast presentation standards. We're talking about pronunciation, like commonly mispronounced words, tongue twisters that will help you to improve on your enunciation and the clarity in your speech, right? We all have public speaking, social media management. We cover event management in the virtual space and public speaking in the virtual space, and production skills. So the production skills now, that one is specifically for audio podcast production, right? And for this second round of the media training workshops, starting October 24, and I think each training area will have 2 parts, because one of the things that we've recognized in the first run of it was that we weren't, there's so much ground to cover in each training area. We decided to, put some more information and resources for you. Don't worry about your time zone wherever you are in the world, and don't worry about your age. Let us worry about that for you. Just tell us which one you'd like to register for by sending an email, info@liberalja.com, and we will register you. Don't worry about the money either. Look here, all the way in the struggle, you understand, with COVID-19, you don't have to worry about the money. The money will come. You don't have to pay for the workshop before you attend the workshop. All right? So, and for the internship, if you're interested or just want more details beyond what I'm sharing with you now, you can also send an email, info@liberalja.com. So, who asked the question? I can't pronounce Miss Jones' first name. I hope I answered your question.
Thank you. It's pronounced Kadri.
Kadri, I love that name. I told
Thank
Marianne
you.
that I love the name.
Oh, thanks.
Any other questions that you may have? Any other comments? Any other?
Feel free to ask your questions, please.
What I'm suggesting, Marianne, in the interest of time, probably what we could do is upload it to YouTube and or premiere it on our Facebook page.
We could do that, yes. In that case, thank you guys so much for being here with us. We appreciate each and every single one of you for taking out a few hours out of your day to just, be here with us. It means a lot. It really means so much. Thank you for your support. Shade, you have anything you'd like to say?
Well, honestly, Marianne, you've covered exactly what I wanted to say, but I really want to reinforce that we really appreciate your attendance for this graduation, especially that it's online and you also dressed up for an online graduation. And we are happy to see that, we're happy to see one of our best dressed, because we are very sure that the rest of our guests were formally dressed and in their best attire, looking very handsome and beautiful. So thank you once again.
Okay.
Yes. And we'll just like to play the March song and we'll be off for the rest of the day. All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
we're having technical difficulties. The marching song is The Eye of the Tiger. We felt like that really suited our theme for the graduation. So everybody knows if anybody wants to sing the song, I'm not the singer of the group. We have Dominique and Marianne, and Shanae, the singers. So if you want to just give us a little snippet, give us a little snippet, and then we'll be off for the rest of the
I'm sorry, I'm not available to sing right about now.
Why is that, Dominique? Other plans?
Well, I'm sorry, that show is, that song is too challenging for me. I can't articulate that so well. You have to ask somebody else to sing.
It's okay. We can literally, just have it play in the background. Like, no worries. Okay?
Congratulations,
What's that?
Rising up, back on the street. Did my time, took my chances. Went the distance, now I'm back on my feet. Just a man and his will to survive. So many times it happens too fast. You change your passion for glory. Don't lose your grip on the dreams of the past. You must fight just to keep them alive. It's the eye of the tiger.
You guys can still, leave. Well, I'm pretty sure you can't hear Marianne clearly. But you can take this moment to exit. Thank you for coming. Have a great day.